fellow mouses! Today we're going to start with the scary news that robots are coming to take your jobs. Wah! Not really. What's actually happened is a robot has managed to write a story for the Los Angeles Times on an earthquake that happened. It's a very short, very factual piece. It's got no opinions. It's just fact of basically information stuffed into a template that was already pre-written. And it just got online 3 minutes after an earthquake happened because the robot is sniffing around for information about earthquakes, took the information, put it into the template, posted it, and the news site has it online. That's it essentially. Now, there are people saying that this is interesting, it's going to make people's lives more interesting because it's generated news that then people can follow up on. I think actually what's going to happen is that's just taken away a 5 to 10 minute job that someone could have done and got a bit of money for. So I'm not exactly happy. A lot of newspapers are already taking in information from citizen journalists, which is basically come and write for us for free, and now they're just going to cut out the whole bit about people actually being able to even convince themselves that, yes, I'm working for nothing, but at least I'm getting an idea of how I can get up on my career. Now they're just going to go, yeah, we think writing's worthless, we're just going to get a robot to do it, because you're going to read it anyway, and all we're going to get is ad revenue, regardless of who's written it. It's going to turn up on our ad revenue as clicks or views. That's all that is to it. I'd have preferred it if what actually happened was, instead of writing articles, this robot took up information about an earthquake and tweeted it out as a warning about an earthquake or something like that. That would have been better. That would have been a useful use of a robot. But no, instead what happens is money is taken away from an actual journalist who went to university to get a journalism degree and now can't use it. But let's leave that for the moment and talk about Crimea. Russia has now stolen Crimea using a treaty to say yes, now they're part of the Russian Federation. So they've stolen it and no one is going to do anything about it. Barack Obama wants a meeting at The Hague next week to discuss this, which means that at least for a week nothing's going to happen really, and the EU is sitting there looking an awful lot like the League of Nations right now, because the problem that we have is the EU is big, it's bloated, it requires everyone to agree before it does anything, and a lot of the countries that are near Russia are a bit scared of Russia. So they're not really going to say, yes, go in and stomp on them and make everything better. They're going, let's see how this goes. We're not sure that we really want to antagonize this massive guy who's basically a drunk looking for a fight. The biggest problem we have is, of course, that the EU is expanding. So all of these countries over here, they formed Europe. And then it took in all of these countries here, and they formed Europe, and a few over here, because Britain was there as well. And then all of these other countries that used to be part of the Soviet Union are now thinking about joining Europe. Some of them already have, some of them are thinking about it. Ukraine was one of those that was thinking about it. And now Russia is looking at this from the other side saying, over there is Europe, and that's okay because they're over there. Over here is Europe, but that's okay because they're still over there. All of these ones that are right next to us are now Europe. Europe is just stealing land. They want to become the big bad guys on the block. So they're getting worried that the EU is having a land grab, and now we're getting worried that Russia is having a land grab. This is not going to turn out very well. Remember what I mentioned about the League of Nations and all that bit about land grabbing? We don't want that to happen again, guys. Come on, let's sort this out. Sort this out peacefully. But at the moment, the EU is looking a little bit like, oh, we don't know what to do because they don't want us to do anything, but they do want us to do anything. And that, what do we do? What do we do? Ah, that's Europe. America is flying planes around, basically being the whole of NATO because no one else can work out what they want to do about it. The British have decided that they're going to put sanctions onto Russia, onto individuals as well, and Russia is going, what are you going to do? We fuel your houses. And this is essentially the issue. Russia is selling a lot of gas to Britain to heat its homes. Britain can't do an awful lot without antagonizing Russia to the point where they'll turn off the gas supply. They've done it before to other countries, they'll do it again. So we've got an issue. What do? It's that kind of situation. No one really seems to know exactly what should be done. The problem that I have with this is that people are still getting hurt. The Ukrainians are now training their reserve troops. They're still in Crimea. They're still not moving out. They've got troops there. It's going to end in a fight. A lot of people are going to get hurt because people can't agree what they should be doing. And that is the biggest problem we have. There's still nothing agreed. We need this sorted out. We need it sorted out as peacefully as possible, and it's not going to happen. So it looks like now we're just going to have to wait until this meeting in The Hague next week. Meanwhile, Russia is flexing its muscles. A rebel anti-Russian leader in Georgia is dead, and we've got problems in Crimea. It's not going to change, and we've got a lot of issues to sort out. Okay, thank you very much for watching. It's still bad news all around, I suppose, but that's the state of the world at the moment. But anyway, I hope you did like this, and if you did, remember to click the like button, share it with your friends so that they know what's been going on as well, and do subscribe for future videos because there will be more in the future. I'll keep on this until it's sorted out. But until next time, thank you very much for watching. I've been Kirk-Robinson, you've been watching The Knob Mouth Show, and I'll see you tomorrow.